Robot, Young Elder Gang, we still at you again, man. We ain't giving up on you. Dog, we're not gonna come back, but it's really on like a bone right now, baby. We don't got Hakeem in the background. Hakeem is asleep like a baby should be at this time of the night. So we back at you again, man. We non-stop putting in this work for you so we can get you where you need to be. Back up to speed. Back up to speed. We got a lot of people out here. We only got 2 people in the game right now. Because they weren't expecting us to come back on late like this. We're supposed to come back in about supposed to come back in 20 to 45 minutes, but we got sidetracked. We had to rock Hakeem to sleep. He wanted his dad to do it for some reason tonight. So I had to get him put to sleep so we can come right back at you. Non-stop information. We ain't giving you time to get it yourself. Just non-stop. We gotta drop it on you. We gotta give it to you raw and uncut. We got the Patreon. We're gonna start the Patreon up, and on those classes, we're gonna have heavy duty shit that we can't talk about on YouTube. On the Patreon. So we got the links in the description. If you want to start getting signed up for that, we're gonna start putting exclusive shit on there. And we're gonna set up the Young Elder, YoungElder.com. Right? So you can go on there and you can look up videos on there too. And we already got a TikTok, but we hadn't loaded videos up on it yet. Some other guy is loading the videos up, some of my video clips up on his page, and he's got it jumping on now. So shout out that brother for looking out for us and getting people over onto the channel from TikTok, right? And then Instagram and Facebook. If people sharing them on, make sure you share all the videos so we can get this algorithm jumping, so we can get over to hit 20,000. I'm trying to hit 20,000 this month. 20,000 subscribers, 4,000 subscribers in 1 month. So we're trying to hit that 4,000 mark, and we're gonna put out more heavy duty shit. So stay in the game, stay tuned. Let me get that chat loaded up so I can see who all my night owls are. Because the night owls got to be taught different. They got to be taught. We're teaching the same shit, but it's a different style of teaching for the people who process who up at night and how your brain, because your brain really is supposed to be sitting down at this time. But some people are night owls and their brain is turned on at this time where they can. It's like it's another type of feeling. It's hard to explain, but my night owls know what I'm talking about. But it's hard to explain how it works. You got to just you got to just have that night owl in your system. So it's really hard to explain how it works. Oh, I'm getting the chat loaded up. We're still on the last names, man, because you know they flagged that tape. They flagged the part 1, man. They flagged part 1 of the last name tape. I think we talked about the Nelsons in part 1. We'll go back over it though in just a minute. But peace to all my night owls. I see Carbon Master, like you and 8 more people. Hey, get them on, tell them the Young Elder alive, man. Back in the building for What Is Your Last Name, part 2. And they flagged part 1 already. Because we doing something, we stimulate something. We ain't trying to cause no trouble. We just want you to know the truth. Everybody. And some of you white people who got those last names that we called out, like Miller, and it makes sense now because I think about it with Mac Miller. Mac Miller. That dude was like a black dude. I bet if you checked his blood type, it probably was O. Oh, I bet you, man. I bet you if you check Mac Miller's, that right dude rapper that passed away, rest in peace to the brother. I bet you he was old positive. And brothers like Justin Bieber, put these guys up. got O blood type, and they really niggas that look white. You know, whether the flag, whether I don't know, man. I don't know why they flagged that video. I mean, we just talking about last names up and now. So but they ain't flag it, give me a strike or nothing like that type of flag. They just flagged it for a human to review it before it could be like be released. You probably could play it, but they flagged it so no commercials, and then it's got to be viewed by humans. See, my shit, they make my shit, all the shit I put out got to be viewed by a human before they really let it go. Because that tape I hit out already hit 1,300 plays already, right? And so they slowed. They say, "Oh shit, this tape got to be monitored." So they flagged it, boom, and then so it slowed the algorithm down on it. Because the way I'm naming the classes, anybody can be looking up what is your last name, and then my tapes will pop up because there ain't that many people doing tapes on this stuff, especially to breaking it down like we breaking it down. Hey, Richards, you come from the Shinnecock. It's the same, and the Shinnecock is connected with several different tribes because as they migrated to the west and mixed in, you got the Lakota people that connect with them, like the Irvins, like you know that Kyrie Irvin found out that his bloodline, his mama's side or whatever side, goes back to his mama or his daddy's side goes back. I think it's his mom goes back to the Lakota people, the Shinnecock people. And those people branch off of the Massachusetts clan who got pushed off their land. So yeah, the name Ams. That name is under, let's see, Seminole. Seminole for Ams. Ams. Hey, drop your last name in the chat so we can. If we don't got it, we're gonna write it down and we'll come back tomorrow when we go to the program and pull it up and see make the connections. But it's I don't know why they flagged it, man. Maybe because we told that the truth about the surnames, because you know that and all this ties in together. George Washington's name was not George Washington. He was born in Barbados. He was born in America. So in order to get be the president in America, he changed his name to Washington. They wasn't Washingtons until after the George Washington. Then it's a lot of perspectives on that. Where people say George Washington was a black dude, you know, I can believe it. That George Washington could have been a Moor. It's Rod Haynes says that George Washington is nothing but an overlay of Albert Pike and all the rest of a couple more other guys that they created. And I can see that perspective too, because I know that Benjamin Franklin is a hype to cover up stuff about Benjamin Banneker. Banneker's Moors, right? Moors, because his dad came from West Africa, the Malawian Moors. His dad, Benjamin Banneker's dad, comes from West Africa, and his mother was in Barbados, which is connected with the dark-skinned people down and going down towards South America and the other areas. So a lot of people with the same last names, a lot of Caucasians, so-called Caucasians, white folks with the same last name as Nubians, need to check their blood type. If your blood type O positive, it's a high possibility that you are pretty much of the same people. And we arguing with each other. We fighting against each other, and we're the same people. We're O type blood. We Anunnakis. We all Anunnakis. It's something special about all the people in America, not just Nubians. I'm talking about all the species that that been in America for a long time. It's something that the energy over here with us as Nubians being around us, it does something to you. It does something to you. We got a high level of energy, you know. So you got different names like Williams. Some of these names you could trace back to ancient Kemet. You can trace back to the Palestinians, like the Williams, the Yorks. Let me get that list. These are the names you can trace back to the Palestinians, and they are real Israelites and the Afar people. They got Afar in them. The Williams, the Millers, Tates, Yorks, Kings, Freemans, Harris, Wrights, Washington, Birds, Winds, Turners, Fletchers. Those beings right there with those last names, yeah, can connect. Especially the Williams is one of the Williams and the Yorks and the Tates and the Millers. And I think I'm missing a name. Hold on, let me get this. Let's set the record straight book out. Because Bible talk, and these people can be classified as the Shoshone. See, it's other names too. We're gonna probably do a tape on the like going into some more Native American tribes because there's some of them that we didn't mention because they're a younger tribe than the older 33 tribes that we had. Then we go back older than that, we just go back to Washita. Then we go back older than that, we just go back to Almacs. And the Almacs were Africans. The Almacs came over here, thousands of millions, even millions, they say, years ago, and landed on us, came into America by walking through the Bering Strait and started setting up shit. But they say, but the Almacs, some people say it's another perspective where they say it was people over here before the Almacs, and they were dark-skinned beings that was already living over here before the continental drift. Because I was thinking when they said when the Almacs came over here from Africa on the Bering Strait to play a sport, and I was thinking about play a sport against who? Was it people already over here before the Almacs? So we might do a tape on that. Was it people over here before the Almacs came over here on the Bering Strait? Right? Or were those Almacs already over here before the continental drift happened? You know, because we know about continental drift because Hawaii was bigger than what it was. It was called the land of Mu. The land of Mu. But now it's a little area now with Honolulu and these different areas. Johnson, we already said that your last name come from the Creeks. That's done with the whole area from Texas all the way back up to Georgia. Creeks. The Jacobites, yeah. So the Jacobites, the names for the Jacobites is like Goldberg, Whoopi Goldberg is of the Jacobites. Winfrey, like Oprah Winfrey. There's the Sephardim Jews, Black Jews, the Bennetts, the Smiths, and then a lot of, like I say, a lot of these names is on the deeds to certain properties that got sold and took from the Native Americans after they got pushed out their land. And what they did is they picked out the worst part they can find, at least they thought, and set out reservations for people who are really just the West Coast and the Chinese mixed Indians. It says this missing link are from Isaac, Ishmael, and Shabazz, and the cave on the pit. Yeah, so trying to see what the brother's saying on that. Yeah, see, like if you wanted to like use the Bible terms, we talk about like the beings in the Bible, like Ishmael and Isaac. Like Ishmael would be like the people that's in Sudan, and then Isaac people would be the people that was in Palestine, which is the Afar people, and the people that was in Sudan is the Dinkas. and or the Nubans, right? And some of, like I say, some of these last names, because we dealing with the English language is combined, is a combination of a lot of different languages. The English language is a combination of a lot of different languages. So these last names is also, you got to look at who came and gave us these last names, or how did we come up with these last names? Because we was naming ourselves nicknames like Brown Bear, Bald Eagle, or Thundercat, uh, Thunderbird, Black Eagle. That's what the master teacher's code name is in the tribe. You got other brothers. His horse won't let him ride. As a brother, we gave niggas names like this. His horse won't let him ride. As Native Americans, his horse won't let him ride because we seen him trying to get on his horse. Every time he get on his horse, it throw him off, or it won't let him get on. So we said his horse won't let him ride, and we said that in our own language, and that was his name. That was your name. So it's definitely meanings. Like I was telling the people on the first class, you got to look at your first name and your last name and your middle name, and look at all the meanings of all your names and put them together. And it'll give you it'll give you back more of a nature. We gave things names based on nature. We gave people names based on things that happened in nature that they did. Like his hair in the wind. His hair in the wind. Because every time he had the long, once we mixed in with the Hindus and the Chinese, he had the long, hollow hair. Every time he would go on his horse, the wind would catch his hair. So we say his hair in the wind, and that's to be his name. Or he looked like a brown bear, because like Dara, he looked like a brown bear. So his name is Brown Bear. And then my son Hakeem, he bow-legged, and when he was little, he sit a certain way like a bullfrog. So I named him Black Bullfrog. He used to jump like a bullfrog, and where his legs is, right? So I said he Black Bullfrog. And then I'm Black Hawk, and Haru is Little Black Hawk. So we had names like this in our tribes, right? You got other names like some of the chief names, White Horse or War Horse, like Chief War Horse from Louisiana, Slidell, Louisiana, who are dark-skinned Nubians. When they pull her up so you can see her. And she already connected the name. She connected names. That's how she got her tribe petition, because she got the last names together, and one of those last names is Williams, and she Chata. They was Chata, connected with the Chata. Some of them names out of New Orleans. That's why Birdman's brother, like all of us, we came from Birdman's brother that's talking and going back and forth with Lil Boosie. He a Williams. See? And you can see the different. If I show you, I can show you 10 different Williams people from 10 different locations, and you can see the resemblance in all of them. From Pooh Shiesty is that same, he a Williams. See? I wonder what BG real name, because BG looked just like Gangster, which is Terrence Gangster Williams, which is Birdman and brother. Yeah, see, his name Dorsey, and the Dorseys. Let's see, it could be his mom's last name, and I bet you Birdman brother might be his dad because they look alike. They look, they look damn near identical. Like that's his son or something. And I went on his live to ask him was this his son, because I'm doing facial recognition. I'm doing the last name connections. And I went on this Darcy. Where's Darcy at? Like my name book gonna get bigger because the more names y'all drop, the last names y'all drop in the chat. I say you look at them, you look at him, and then you look at that's BG, right? From Cash Money. I'm just showing you the facial recognition connections with the last names and different things. Some people from the same family. All right, let's look up Terrence. I think this is how you spell his name. CJ Williams. Okay. Him and BG look alike, man. But they could be they could be his dad. He out of jail now. He got his own YouTube page. So go check him out, man. Him and Lil Boosie going back and forth right now. All right, so I'm gonna show you. All right. You see Slim. Slim is more of the afar. You see here Williams. So you can look at Slim and tell that he got that afar genetics. You see that? He got them, and a lot of the, I'm gonna tell you, this another thing. This all ties, everything I'm teaching is ties all in together with the last names, with the facial features, with the blood types, with the phenotypes, and we can even get into because in this book that the 12th pointed me out to called the Black Celts. In fact, let me come back to this. I'm gonna show you this book right here. I got this book right here. I think I showed it to y'all already. This book right here. Right here, the first book, the $25 book. I got this book and he break down the blood types in that book, right? He break down the blood types in his book that the Africans had. Because I saw some people saying that the Africans had more of A and B. I was like, nah, I think they playing games on that because in this book, this brother did some good research and he said like a lot of them tribes, especially the ones that was in the northern Africa and that migrated to other places, right? Like the British Isles, they mostly had old type blood. So you Africans might want to get some more checks done. I guess they're trying to say the Africans came from Neanderthal genes, and African genes is not Neanderthal. The Neanderthal is the B blood type. The A blood type do come from chimpanzees though, but Neanderthals don't come from monkeys. They caveman who got drafted by Yaku out of the Hindus, and that's why some of them, the older species, they don't even grow hair on their face, just like the Hindus don't. They were just their teeth get messed up. I can show you pictures of them, right? These frugaloids. So they go back way back, and then over time with them mixing in back with the Canaanites, some of them mixed in with the Canaanites. That's how you see some of them, these frugaloids, they got hair on their face, but that's a mix over time, like Albert Pike and those that do Horace Greeley and Billy Woodricks. Billy Woodricks is more back to the original species, which is why he had less hair on his face than like the other guys. But in this book, he breaks down the blood types and he breaks down some of the last names that these people had, and it was a lot of them wasn't the last names that we got now. Going back over to ancient Kemet, right? But some of them names changed into those names as the time went on. But we go back to these people, to these same African people, or these same Moors, or these same Native American people. We go back to these people. But over time of being conquered by different people, we changed, some of our names changed. Some of our names changed. Get conquered, depends on who you got conquered by. That's why down in Mexico, some people got the Spanish name. It's a lot of Seminole Indians with the last name like Garcia with the last name like Vasquez, Seminole Indians, always going to the Puerto Ricans, right? The Puerto Ricans are Seminole Indians mixed in with Spaniards or Italians, right? Italians, right? Because the devil got released by the Moors at the 1492. He got brought out to caves, man, and he was able to sell, and the Moors had to help him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said a lot of people last name, like Nelson. We already said Nelson in the first tape. Nelson is connected with let's see. Nelson's. I know I got Nelson wrote down somewhere. The Nelsons. Play the Nelsons are Creek people. Hey, Nelson's Carbon Master, you a Creek. They call it one name for your tribe is the Muskogee or the Blackfoot people. Carter, Thomas, Greens, Moody's, Bradshaws, Lewis's, Davis, Johnsons, Jeffersons, y'all are Creek. So yeah, but I think in the Let's Hit the Record Straight book, let me go to that page real quick to where Ben York come in. Because we're gonna probably do a whole class on Ben York and how he was working with Lewis and Clark to be a translator for them to survey the Louisiana Purchase. But once Ben York found out they had tricked him and betrayed him, he turned around and sold them out. And they didn't get nothing. Really, the Louisiana Purchase, really, they didn't purchase nothing but the fire department downtown. So Ben York did trick them out of their property. So that's why it's a lot of people that stood up, like the lady, that's what I was gonna show you, Chief Warhorse. Because we had names like this, Chief Warhorse, right? Who was a female chief. So we had female chiefs and we had male chiefs. So all the males don't be getting, but it's like, right now it's too many chiefs and not enough Indians, right? It's too many chiefs and not enough Indians right now. All right, this is Chief Warhorse, who got some of the Louisiana Purchase land back, but she one of the few who went and stand up after the 1992 when George W. Bush passed they had a certain window. That's why Bible said, see, look, Bible said that he didn't want to talk about this stuff too much while he was doing it, and because the people would try to block him. So he didn't talk much about it. He just came out a little bit. He did the LaMassie Native American Indian tapes. We're gonna try to get them tapes loaded back up, right? We're gonna try to get them tapes loaded back up. The LaMassie Native American Indian tapes, that Bible classes, lectures that he gave. But he was doing this, trying to get the petition and all that signed, where he already had the land, right? And when if he would have claimed that land, he would have been able to, the Yamasee Native American Indians would have been able to claim Atlanta, that whole area. And so you know what that do to the structure of Georgia, as far as the money, because Atlanta is like their big money city in Georgia. And but the money, the real money is on the outskirts, like in Savannah and other little places, like it's got old money, you know what I'm saying, in Georgia. And these are the people that came out to Baba, high-ranking Shriners. They came out to Baba because he could have, once he would got lay claim to that one piece, then he could begin claiming other pieces that we know. And once they start looking at because all these landowners, all the land that's owned by somebody, it's got a deed downtown in the city. It's got a deed downtown on who owned that land. And then you can trace back who owned that land before him, Then you come back to a Native American black dude or a Nubian, a Moor on the land. And then you find out who sold this dude the land. And then you see what's this dude's signature to sell off the land of the deed. And then you see an X in the box. They were stealing our land and putting X's in the box. My granddad told me a story about my grandfather had 6,000 acres. My great granddaddy had 6,000 acres, and he was a Muskogee, Native American Indian in Monroe, Louisiana. And they came, and the people, they kept on coming at them for his land. They finally, they killed him for it and took all his cattle. He had over 1,000 head of cattle. They took his cattle, and they tied my granddaddy up and threw him in the lake. Now, my great granddaddy, is what my granddaddy told me. He said, and he used to always tell me, my granddaddy knew, and he was a Mason, right? He knew that we were Native American Indians because he used to always say that we were Native American Indians, and he had a lot of Native American jewelry. And then when you go look at all his sisters, they all had the long hair, and they had the Native American facial features. I'm talking about strong too. I wish I could pull up a picture of my Aunt Moncat, my granddad's sister. And he said that we were Mesquite, Mesquite, a Blackfoot. That's what he used to say. And it's on my daddy's side, right? And then so he used to tell us that. And now that I'm learning all the information, I'm seeing exactly what was going down, man. I'm seeing exactly what was going down. The Greers, I think we talked about the Greers, right? I know we dropped the Greers because somebody else asked that in the last chat. I know we dropped the Greers. The Greers are the Creeks. The Greers, the Hicks, Greens, Moody's, Murphys, Nelsons, Bradshaws, Shepherds, Price, Lewis, Rileys, Boonies, Owens, Harrison, Phillips, Whitefields, the Potters, the Malones, the Wilcox, some of the Simpsons. Some of the Simpsons connect to the Creek and to the Seminole Indians. Just keep in mind, they mixed in together too. Some old Creek names: Davis, Hill, Jefferson, Russell, Allen, Mitchell, Cooper, Andrews, Coles, Rosses, Johnsons, Bells. Some of the Richardsons. Some of the Richardsons connect with the Creeks, and some of them connect with the Massachusetts tribe. The Does connect with let's see. I don't got that one down. Let me write that one down. Hold on, I don't think I got the Does. All right, hold on, let me write that one down, man. That's gotta be one I gotta I'm gonna come back on the next class with. That's gotta be one I'm gonna come back on the next class with. So I'm writing that one down. I know I got the Morgans and the Vaughns. The Vaughns of Chata. And you got some Vaughns that's Creek too. So you Creek and Chata. And Creek and, like most of these, when I say Creek and Chata, it's kind of like the same family because all of them go back to the Yamasee, then they go back to the Washita, and then the Almacs. So that's another thing. The Kellys. I got the Kellys. The Kellys is, I think they're Sephardim Jews, Sephardim Moors, Jews people. Hold on, let me look right here. Yeah, so Kelly, yeah, you a Sephardim, the Moors Jews that came over here, man, with the Whoopi Goldberg types and the James Baldwins, and what was the other brother name? He part of that same clan. He really was. He was part Davis. He was Davis, Sammy Davis Jr. He was from the those beings were mixed in with the Moors, some of the Moors that came over here, some of them short little Moors that came over here from England and from Scotland. The Paynes, we already told you where the Paynes came from on tape 1. The pains are let me see, can I just see it right at the top? The pains. I know I had the pains written down somewhere. As in Martin Payne. I know, okay, yeah, right. The pains connect with the Washita, with the Yamasee. The Yamasee and the Shinnecock. They got two tribes that go with it, okay? But your main tribe is the Yamasee, which could in turn be the Muskogee people, and the Seminole. All it could conclude this Shoshone people, the people from the Cowan spelled CHOWAN. It's a group of people was in North Carolina. The Hightowers are Creek. And you got some Hightowers up in the Massachusetts tribe, up in New York area. Some of them migrated to that area. Because a lot of our people, some of them migrated to the north to escape the racism, Ku Klux Klan hate that was going on with our people. And some of them went to California, and then the Ku Klux Klan followed them out there and became known as the police. And it was in New York first, though, as the police. Yeah, Robinson, I think we called you out already too on the first tape. Robinson is let's see. I know I got Robinson down. Let's see. Robinson is a Seminoles. When I did the research on the Robinsons, be humble, and pulled up the ancestral worship. The ancestral history and bloodline of the last names. I got most of the highest percentage of Robinsons was a part of the Seminole Indians coming out of and if you want to see what they look like, just pull up Black Seminole Indians, or you can go back and just get the Native American tape that we put out. We break down some of that stuff in there. If you a Johnson, you a Creek, you a Muskogee. Robinson families was adapted into from the South Carolina. Okay, I said that makes sense now, because that makes sense because your Massey's. That makes sense. With this connection with the Seminole too, that makes sense. We all family come back. Yeah, when you trace it all the way back, say we all Washita, we all Almacs, we all Africans. We all African booty scratchers, like Trey said in Boys in the Hood when he went to the board and he said, my dad said that all people come from Africa. And he was dropping some signs on them right then. They made fun of him, started fighting, said, I ain't no, the other little boy said, I ain't no African booty scratcher. All y'all are African booty scratcher. If you're Nubian and you're a Nubian, and that Nubian term can be broad from a lot of different colors. And you ever scratch your ass, you an African booty scratcher. You an African booty scratcher. If you're a Nubian and you ever scratch your ass, you an African booty scratcher. You know what I'm saying? You a Washita. If your people, if you've been over here, a lot of us think it wasn't that many people came on no damn slave ship. That was Nubians. Most of them people were people who were criminals who got brought from Britain by the Moors. And a lot of them people had the last name of the Moors, like MacDonald, MacArthur, Dooham, Hall, Dooley, Dunn, Douglas, Andrews, Hollenberg. See? Bush. That name Bush actually goes all the way back to like niggas in the bush in Africa. No, man, the Africans, the oldest species on the planet, we already broke that down in the original people of the planet. The oldest people on the planet you can say, if you want to trace it back from the Meldekians landing, but the Meldekians actually been mixing with the Sands people to create these people, these Twa people, these little short 3 foot, 4 foot beings from Meldek was kidnapping these beings and having hybrid children. And they created this a tribe that came out of the water. That's why they talk about Ptah coming out of the prime of the water. Talking about the Twa man. So the Twa man, the Sand man, and the Hindus, right, and the Watusis are the oldest people on the planet. Those 4 tribes, they're the oldest people on the planet. The Sands man, that's the tribe that Lucy. They found the oldest bones on the planet. Lucy come from them people. It's like an older evolution. It's an older species of them same people before the Anunnaki stepped in and started upgrading them 2 million years ago. So yeah, so that's the but like a lot of people don't like the word African. And there's different perspectives on that. Some people say it come from African Vespucci or African, whatever his name was. I might be saying his name wrong, but and then some people say it come from a word called Afrikia. That's what Bible teaches, Afrikia, which means to divide us up. And it's Africa is really divided up because it's over 53 different, so 50 different types of people, types of Nubians, based on all the different mixes that came in from the white people mixing in, from the tribe of Shabazz mixing in, from those four original species that I called out: the Twa, the Watusi, the Hindu, and the Sands man, from all them tribes mixing in together, right? So they created a whole bunch of different species, and then some of them going to other climates, and then coming back mixing in, or other people going over to other parts of the world. But the people that was over here, that as far as we know, the oldest people that go back was Africans. Africans was over here first in America, and Africans were the ones building the mound. A mound ain't nothing but, because I heard the brothers, what his name is, Seti, Saru and Seti. He going in right now, talking about the Africans with Olmecs. Yeah, we know that, right? We know that. And it was, but he stuck on, Seti stuck on that the people over here was not and more intelligent than the people over in Africa back then. I think we are right now. That's why Africa's coming over here to get educated by us, as far as like book, script, and computer and technology wise, but not as far as nature. Like nature, they probably got us beat on it. Some of the Bushmen, right? So we get the nature part, we'll be in the game. But he stuck on a part that he thinks, saying that the people over here in America wasn't more advanced as far as their building styles and things as the Africans. But this is what I asked though. If the Africans built those pyramids, why ain't they building any more? Why ain't they building any more pyramids? So it had to be some other beings with that type of technology, and they still ain't figured it out. So it's Africans that's still in the bush and they catching bats and eating bats and shit. And it's Africans like Nigeria, they're a little bit more city up, trying to get up to speed as far as the rest of the world in Nigeria, right? And parts of South Africa, they a little bit up to speed on, like, the city wise, right? But the city is really, I like the jungle better. But these different parts of Africa that's up to speed. But why ain't none of them building any more pyramids? Why ain't none of the Africans built no more pyramids? Now, the Yamasee Native American Indians built the pyramid, the Black Pyramid. Let me get that pulled up for you so you can get that roll that around in your brain for a second. What we telling? Why ain't none of them Africans building no pyramids? That's what I asked City. If the Africans over here was less advanced than the Africans over there, and they will, and I believe that they were building pyramids over here, especially down in South America, and in China, these pyramids were more on the stepstone style pyramids, like Imhotep pyramids. I believe they was built around the same time by the same people. You know what I'm saying? But why ain't no more Africans building no more damn pyramids if the Africans built the pyramid? So, and we like the people that we see on the wall, they still over there too. So the Afar people, right? The Afar people. Why ain't they building no more pyramids if the people here built the pyramids? I'll tell you why. Because we had help. We had technology back then. Back then we were in contact with extraterrestrials. They were visiting here frequently. See, they underground. The extraterrestrials underground now because everybody's scared of them. Everybody's scared. But in the future, it's gonna be just like it was back in ancient Kemet when extraterrestrial was coming and there wasn't no thing to see, just like you see in Man in Black. You know, they Man in Black show you where they underground and they got this meat station in Chicago, right? It's in Chicago or in New York. The building is really in New York, I think. It's in New York. All right, Manhattan. It's in Manhattan, New York. They got this underground they telling you really what they're doing. This really actually is going on. In New York, extraterrestrial come and they meet underground in Manhattan. Why you think they always point out Manhattan to make Manhattan so special? Right? There are pyramids in here in America. Yeah, there are pyramids in here in America, right? But I'm saying City was pointing out that they're saying that these were mounds, and a mound is not a pyramid. And that's correct. A mound is not a pyramid. But you can see the similarities of a mound being stacked on top of a mound. Like all the pyramid is a mound stacked on top of a mound but come to one small point, one point. So that's the connection is the mound is just like the master box, because Egyptians weren't building pyramids. These beings weren't building the pyramids; they were building master box. Until somebody came in that was part extraterrestrial, like Imhotep, who dad name was Ptah, who Ptah was a gold extraterrestrial, and these because extraterrestrials was coming down here and like the sons of God was coming down to earth and getting in with the daughters of man for a long time, getting down with the daughters of man for a long time. So Imhotep was part extraterrestrial, and he was the one they say was the first one that built like this stepstone pyramid of Saqqara. But so the last name thing come in with the Moors, I think, with the Moors, and with the Moors, the labels that the Moors put on us, because as native, and to me, uh, there ain't no difference. There ain't no difference between the Moors and the people over here, but it is a difference, and the difference was based on where the people came from, because those same British people, they came over here and took some land from us. But we was the same people. It's like it's real crazy when you start doing your research, because the British were the Moors. The British came over here and occupied some land, purchased the land. I believe they purchased the land from us for gold or whatever. And then they started using this land as prison land, as work release. It's like somebody come. It's like this, right? This is what happened. Let me break it down in street terms, right? You got some land, right? A dude come to you. He offer you some money you can't refuse. He offer you a large amount of money for a couple plots of your land. You got 6,000 acres. He offer you some money for like 1,000 acres, right? And he's like, you're like, what you gonna do with it? He's like, oh, I'm just gonna farm it. He said they said they gonna farm it. It's what they did. What the Moors did to the natives over here, and the natives over here were Moors too, right? But I'm talking about dirty Moors. This is what dirty Moors did. They come over here buy some land and say they gonna farm it, but they don't tell us they gonna bring the devil over here to farm it. So they go back to England and Britain and scoop up all their prisoners and bring them back over here as a work release to work on these farms, and they pay us to look over them on our own land. It's like they pay us, these people, to get on our land, and then they pay us to watch over them, to make sure they work. And these Moors received a certain amount of crops off that land, whether it be tobacco, whether it be cotton, and it really wasn't cotton, it was really wheat. They was really growing wheat real strong over here, wheat and corn over here. And so these beans were brought over, these criminals were brought over here to work on those farms to keep the farms up. And they really weren't slaves, they really was in servitude. I mean, they owed a debt to somebody. And that's what really money is all about. Money, every time you use money, it's a servitude. It's slavery, man. Money is slavery. We slave to the money. We gotta have it to survive. We gotta have it. I need some money right now, man, so I can just pay my bills. I'm saying it's just, like I say, if you want to show me some love, and hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Come back and check on our page every day, because we drop something every day. And if you want to show your brother some love, don't do don't do the super chat. Just do the Cash App, man. We're dropping the Cash App and the links. So all this ties into the last names. I'm just getting on to they come over here and put a halfway house on your land, which they call a plantation, and then they work these people, and you're supposed to be over. So eventually, we do this for 100 years. I mean, we do this for 60 years. It was 60 years of slave servitude. We do this for 60 years until 1775, when these convicts rose up and fought to get free from their contracts and their servitude. And then once they got free from them, the Moors took off running, and the Moors that was over here was left with the burden to bear these criminals. And then from that point, they started disguising the Rothschilds so how they could utilize this, which was the plan the whole time, from their people. And then now these people start create militaries to take our land piece by piece. And the stuff that they couldn't take military wise, they started the Black Jews, who are the Bennetts. These last names these are the last names of these people: the Bennetts, the Goldbergs, the Winfreys, the Jacobs, Sam Smiths, the Welch, the Goldsteins, the Baldwins, the Pikes, the Stearns. And I got another list that breaks down some of those last names. Some of these people, the names on the deed when you look at the land when it's being sold off. Because you can go back and find out if somebody got some land, you can go back and trace that land back. And in some towns that's real racist, they deleted they got rid of the Indian owner, the paperwork on when the Black Native Americans or dark-skinned Native Americans or Moorish Native Americans own certain parts of the land. Hey, Wiggins, you are Creek and Chata. Wiggins, Creek, Chata. Hey, Pitts, you are Moors from Scotland and the British Isles. Remember, we talked about that. I don't know if you was on part 1. We talked about that book earlier this morning. That book that we talk about with the last names in it, for the Moors' last names. And the Pitts are coming all the way back. Hey, so the Pitts, you an old family, going all the way back to the Twa man. Your family go all the way back to the Twa man in Africa. You one of the oldest. The Pitts can trace back to one of the oldest species on the planet. We can trace your bloodline from being over here, mixed in with certain tribes, and then we trace you back to the British and Scottish Isles, and then from there we could trace you back with the Black Celts book. We could trace you all the way back down, and with this book, Negroes and the Negroes Rulers, we could trace you all the way back down to the Twa man. You know, And I don't got that last name. Ayum. Let me write that down. And make sure I write this down so I can come back on that one. The ones I'm seeing in the chat that if I don't get to you in the chat, a lot of your last names y'all putting now like Revis, and Revis is like Seminole. Haynes is Haynes. Hold up. And name with the name Mac on the front is Moores. Monroe. Let's see. Let's see. I thought I had Haynes on here. Like, oh, this I got Hayes, like Rod Hayes, then Haynes. Let's see here. The Hayes are Massachusetts, but let me see. The Haynes. I know I had that name on here somewhere because that's a name that I like. That's frequent. Where is it? Where is it? Hold on, just give me a second. Haynes. Oh yeah. Okay, I might not have that name Haynes down now. I thought I had. I remember writing that down. Yeah, but man, we just want to get you tuned in, bro. We got a lot of stuff coming out nonstop. This is the fourth tape today, so go back and check out the Three Little Pigs tape. Go back and check out the Where's the Tribe of Shabazz tape. All this stuff is gonna tie in for you to make sense of it all, of who we are and what we capable of doing. What we capable of doing is saving the planet. If we want to, we can save the planet with our thoughts. Maze, I think I already talked. I got a lot of last names. You gotta go back and watch the first tape. A lot of the last names y'all calling, I dropped in the Bennett. It's the Palestine Jews. The Bennett's were the people that were selling out the land. These Moors that were selling out the land to other people. Black Jews who came over here as pilgrims from Scotland and from England and from from Spain. Because keep in mind, when Spain got conquered, when Granada was getting sacked, 1492, and they was taking over Spain and all that, a lot of the Moors were fleeing. I got a book called The Moors After Spain, and I got a book called The Moors in Spain too. The Moors after Spain, a lot of them were trying to flee up from over there. A lot of them died, got their ship blew up because these people were chasing them. These people were chasing us from over there. Some of us. And because it was the Roman Catholic Church, the 1478, a lot of black Moors or Nubian Moors, some being Jewish, some being Christian and some being of Islam. It was three different ethnics coming over here at the time, and most of them were Jewish though, and they came. These are the people that Rob Haynes was talking about, and a lot of them came over here, and boom, and began mixing in with us. And some of the names on the deeds is Bennett, and Bennett is a Palestine Jew, Moorish Jew name. So Smith family crust. Did we look up Smith's Moorish family crust? Okay, we got the Monroe family crust, which is a Moor. We better get ready to get out, man, because we sleepy, man. I'm sleepy for the day. I did 4 classes. Tomorrow I'm gonna be back on hitting you again. We're gonna be back on hitting you again. And we're gonna probably at 7 o'clock, we're gonna do the part 3 of this name tape at 7 o'clock. So we might be doing 2 different tapes for the early 2 classes. For the 9 o'clock class, well, really we ain't gonna be able to do the 9 o'clock class tomorrow because we gotta take Haru, Dara, and Hakeem to the stove, and we gotta take them around at 9 o'clock. They got some appointments at 9 o'clock. So we ain't gonna be on for the 9 o'clock class, but we will be on for the 12 o'clock class, and the 7 o'clock class gonna be on the last names. And I wrote down most of all the last names that I didn't cover. I got Tillman down. Tillman is Muskogee Creek. Tillman is Muskogee Creek. Garner, I think I had Garner down. Garner is let's see. Yeah, Massey. Massey. You same family as the Gardners is the same family as the Williams, Millers, Tates, Yorks, Kings, Freemans, Harris. All them are the same tribe, and some of them and them bloodlines can be traced back to ancient Kemet as ancient Egyptians. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna show you. The Birdman. All right, so that's what I was gonna show you. This is the guy got. If you look at Terrence Williams, right, Pooh Shiesty, all the Williams, they kind of got the same little head shape and all that. But it's two tribes in the Williams tribe. This Williams tribe, they really look like this dude here, like Slim. Slim looked like a Afar. See, Slim looked like a Afar. If you look at him, you can pull up the Afar people, and then he got the moles in his face, right? He got the moles in his face. This bloodline traced back all the way to the Afar people. That's probably why he like wearing his hair raised up and curly and shit. But that's that Afar look. All right, let me show you my grandma Williams. Let's see, can I show you my grandma before we get up out of here? And my grandma was a Williams, and then she married my grandfather. She became a Washington, and then my grandpa, when my grandpa and her got divorced, she married a Miller. So her name is Flo Miller now, but her original name is Flo Williams. Let me show you how she looked though. Flo Miller. Now remember Slim, and I'm gonna show you my grandma Williams. Now look at how she looked. It's that same Afar, tall. She tall, just like Slim, and got the moles in her face, just like Slim. This is my grandma. This is my mama's mama. Right, this is my mama right here. This is my mama. Her name is Marshall, but her maiden name was Williams, because she was born before my granddaddy and grandma got married. So my mama's name was Stephanie Williams. And my auntie and them, they was born after. So you see my name, this is my mama's sister. She a Washington because my granddaddy name was Charles Washington. And she a Williams because my grandma was a Williams. Right? Tim, and she married back into the Williams, which is my uncle Tim. He a Williams. He a Williams too, but his grandma was a white lady, and his granddaddy was a Williams. Because Joanne is his mama. This lady right here in this picture is Joanne. Her mama was a white lady, and her daddy was a Williams. So you see her hair texture, right? And then Tim is right here. And Tim, Tim, it might be, no, I take that back. I think Tim dad is a Williams. And Joanne is something else. I think Tim dad was a Williams. So that ties in together. See, this is my little cousin right here, Tanaja Williams. It's my auntie daughter. This is my cousin right here. This is my auntie daughter too. Because they got the name Washington. So the Washington and Williams is my family. All right, the Williams. Joanne, this Joanne right here. Her mother's a white lady. Okay, but this is my grandma. You can see the resemblance in her and Slim on the features, right? Now let me show you this. All right, if you look at the Wichita people like Empress Patrice, Let me see, can I pull my grandma up? Okay. Let me put my daddy's mama up right here. All right, you can look at my grandma right there, and she looked just like the Empress Patrice from the Washita Native American Indians. My grandma, Gloria Hill. It's my daddy's side. My granddaddy was my daddy was a Hill, right? But my mama had to be Stephanie Williams. It's for a reason. That's why I am who I am. That's why I'm Haru. Haru come from the Williams, the Yorks. Oh, that's the same family. But Haru was gonna come from the Williams, and the Williams trace back to the Afar people. That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to tell you, right? Let me pull up some photos of my grandma and my auntie. I'm gonna show you. All right, this is my grandma right here. She looked just like Empress Patrice. If I can pull up Empress Patrice and put them next to each other, they can pass for sisters. This is my grandma's sister. You can see the Native Americans, and I wish I could pull up a picture of my great grandma, because my grandma told me. My grandma on this side, my daddy mama, she told me. My grandma right here, she told me that her grandma, she know for sure is full blooded Native, and so that means that her mama was full blooded, and her dad. She said she know for sure her dad was a Native American. So that makes us, and they was part of the Muskogee. They said that Muskogee Creek Indians. Her dad was a Creek Indian, the Winds. So let me keep that picture in your head of my grandma, and let me show you Empress Patrice, and you tell me what the hell is going on. See, I do facial recognition. That's how I'm able to tell. And put all this stuff together like this, man. Trying to say how you spell the name, Empress Patrice. Patrice. Maybe butchering the name, man, because I ain't no good English. Yeah. Okay. All right, yeah, here we go. There she go. All right, look at this lady. She look just like my grandma look. Oh, let me put my grandma. All right, this is my grandma. Right? Same features. And this is the lady. Oh, look. Let me get a better picture of her. Man, I swear my grandma looked just like this lady. My like especially in this picture right here, I got a grandma on my daddy's, my mama's daddy, Mutt, a big mama. She looked just like this lady, man. Big mama looked just like this lady, man. I can send that shit to my cousins right now. I wish I could get on my cousins on right now and say, man, who does this look like? They gotta say, man, they look just like Big Mama. The Washington on the Washington side. They make a lot of sense because they Washita. They make a lot of sense. My grandma that's a Washington looked just like this lady. I'm telling you, man. And then, okay, this a picture of her right here. Okay, this a picture of her right here, about the same age as my grandma, right? All right, so look at this lady, and then look at my grandma. They got the same features, man. Same features, bro. This is my grandma, and this lady. You know what I'm saying? It's right there. So do the facial recognitions and start cross-referencing some of these people's faces, man, and see what kind of features you see. As a matter of fact, I might can find my grandma ain't much. Just keep this. I might can find my grandma, Big Mama. Just keep this image in your head of this lady right here. Look at her features now. All right, now that's Indian. That's Native, man. I'm telling you. All right, now let me try to find a picture of, watch this. The Washington family group. Okay. All right, this is my grandma. This is here go the picture right here. This big mama right here. This is my big mama, the Washington big mama. And this is my grandpa right here. This is my granddaddy's daddy. But this is my big mama right here. Look at her. That's Washita, man. She look just like that lady. She looked just like that lady. My big mama looked just like that lady right here. Same features. Look at that. Look at her features. Right? That almost could pass Big Mama, man. I'm telling you. And this is my big mama right here. In these pictures. Look at it. This was the lady that had the whole family, 21 kids. My big mama had 21 kids to watch. And my big mama had about 1,000 to 2,000 acres down in Coachella, Louisiana, that the city stole from her. She was a Native American that had that much land that was passed down from her daddy, and we had that land down there. And my Aunt Shutta fought those people for that land, and they tried to assassinate her like 3 or 4 times, and she ended up suing the city and getting some money back. And we just moved from Shadow. Our family moved from Shadow and moved up to where we at now. And it's because Aunt Shutta moved us all. But this was my big mama that had 21 kids, and it's my big daddy that had the 21 kids, and they were Washingtons. And my granddad, this is my granddaddy mama, my mama's daddy's mama. So this is my mama's grandma. And look at the facial features and tell me, and look at the hair. Look at the hair. She don't got no woolly hair. She got like damn near Hindu native hair. They hair ain't nappy. My granddaddy, he had more nappy hair. But my grandma, she definitely is connected with the native, with Washita. It's right there. The Washingtons. And they make a lot of sense. Washingtons, Washita, I mean, it's right there. And so look at that lady. We're gonna blow that lady up again. So you gotta start pulling up some of your pictures of your grandma and make these connections, man. And then I'm gonna tell you, you know what my big mama did all day, every day? My big mama, she either worked in the garden or they went fishing like 4 times a week, man. My grandma went fishing 4 times a week. My big mama I just showed you, she used to fish all the time, and she ain't never used a rod and reel. She always got to sit on a bucket and use a bamboo stick and catch 2,000 fish. I'm telling you, man. My grandma could catch. She went to talk to my granddaddy, and my granddaddy was a master fisher. Like a couple of my uncles out of the 21, they were master fishers, and my grandma taught them. She was native. My grandma, big mama taught them, bro. And she could sit there on a bucket. She could sit there on a bucket with bamboo and a bamboo fishing pole and catch about 25, 30 fish in a couple minutes, man. I'll tell you, she just stick her pole in the water and some kind of way she dangle it around, know how to do it. And a fish jump on, she pulling them out, putting them in the bucket. I learned how to fish with a bamboo from my grandma. And my grandma was the candy lady. And my grandma know how to make shit stretch and feed the whole neighborhood. Big mama knew how to feed the whole neighborhood. She'd go buy a whole slab of bologna, big cans of beans, and they had their garden. They had their garden too, so they was picking from their garden, fresh vegetables, feeding the whole damn community. Right? Yeah. Some if you Michael Washington in California, you might be kin to me, man. Oh, you got an OG name. OG Michael Washington might be my cousin because the Washington really come from my granddad, my great granddaddy, the one you saw with my big mama. My big mama just married to him. My big mama name was something else. I'm gonna have to give my mama and figure it out what my big mama name was. But I know she was Native American, Washita, and that my grandpa was a Washington too. He was a Washington too. So that's no coincidence why they met up and had 21 kids, right? That's a big ass tribe from the Washington. But my granddaddy had a brother that left when they came down from out of Virginia areas, and DC area, and they came to Louisiana. They came down to Louisiana. That's where he met my grandma. And then the Washingtons, my granddaddy's brother, he continued to go on down to California. So he went on to California, and like one of my cousins is Raymond Washington. Raymond Washington is one of my cousins from California. And my auntie, right now, my mom and I'm on a vacation right now with all my cousins from the Washington cousins, and some of Raymond Washington, like the same generation. They from the same generation. Like some of Raymond Washington's sisters and all that. They are his close family relatives, like his cousins. They on the trip right now with my mom and them. All the Washingtons having the women having like this meeting in Cancun right now. All the Washington women. So it's like about 25 people out there. That's from the Washington family, and some of them came from California. Yeah, we migrated to Texas too. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you, Aunt Shilta when they first went to Texas, and then once they left Texas, they went to California. They went from from Virginia, all the way down to Coshado, on back up to Shreveport, then to Dallas, Texas, and then they left Dallas and went to California. So it's a lot of and the Williams as well, because I'm kin to Tookie Williams. I'm kin to both leaders of the Crips. Both leaders of the Crips. Raymond Washington started the Crips, and then Tookie Williams. I ain't bragging about it enough. I'm just telling you. The Williams is on my grandma's side, like Birdman. All of us, we kin to each other through the Williams. And Tookie Williams, he from actually where we from, the same place, Louisiana. He actually from my same city. He actually stayed in my same neighborhood that my grandma grew up in. Same neighborhood. And then he migrated to California. So both of the guys that started the Crips is kin, and that's why they clicked tight. Why Raymond Washington and Tookie clicked tight is because they was already kin people. It was already family, really. Yeah, from Shreveport, right? That's where I'm from. Shreveport. Hey, I will maintain. You from Shreveport too? Yeah, we Choctaws. We got a lot of Choctaw down here, and different. Yeah. So, hey, man, I'm about to get ready to get out, man, because I'm sleepy, man. I got like a little extra burst there at the last minute, but we're gonna be coming back tomorrow with 3 more tapes. We hit you with 4 tapes today, so we're working hard. We're putting in work. What I want to say before I get out of here, yeah, tomorrow we're gonna be going more depth on the names, man. Tomorrow class. So get with us, see what we got going. And I'm about to get up out of here before I start talking outside of my neck. Hey, man. Hey, peace and love, Islam Hotel. If you want to show us some love, we're dropping the cash apps and the links, man. You know, we're going to be up early in the morning. Like I say, we ain't going to be able to do the 9 o'clock class because we got to take Hakeem and we got to take the whole clan to get their stuff and get set up. So we're gonna at 9 o'clock, we're gonna be doing that. And then at 12 o'clock, we'll be on for the evening class. And then at 7 o'clock, we'll be back for the part 3 on the name tapes. And we'll be talking about a lot. We'll be talking about the last names, and we're gonna be talking about stuff that ties into the last names. So we have to get up out.